This is why I always hesitated to listen to ACD albums. So, their new album, Power Up, is out. Brian Johnson is back as their lead vocalist. And, I mean, I have defended them before because people say, well, you know, they're just boring because they have the same sound or make the same sounding song multiple times because people hear them from their singles, and I can agree with that, but I've always said it's something you need to commend them for, which is finding a style and sticking with it and maybe adding tinges here and there to the sound. But this album, I don't know, I was very disappointed with what I was listening to. I mean, I found 3 songs really good, which was Realize, Kick When You're Down, and Code Red, but for the most part, I just found myself sitting there, and sometimes I'd have to flip and be like, is this song over? Because this sounds like the same song. And that's where the problem was lying with most of this record. Even songs like Rejection, Shot in the Dark, Demon Fire, Wild Reputation, and Money Shot were okay, but again, there are better AC/DC deep cuts than this, although Shot in the Dark is a single, so it's not a deep cut, but I wasn't necessarily impressed with it my first listen, and I'm not impressed with it now around my 10th listen to it because they play it on the radio here where I live, so it's been, you know, etched in my mind. And that just leaves the rest as my least favorite. It just, I don't know, it felt uninspiring this time around, and like I said, the songs seemed to just blend together and I couldn't tell which was which, and some of them left me just bored out of my mind, and these songs were, for some reason, these songs sounded simpler than other ACD songs. Like, at least on Back in Black, I can tell the difference between other songs, and other albums of theirs, I can tell the difference, but this one, I don't know, it just sounded like they're like, okay, we got this one riff down, and we're going to use this in all the songs somehow, and it just kind of brought the album down, I'm sorry to say. This isn't the worst thing I've heard all year. It's definitely way better than some of the rock stuff that we've heard come from this year, but for the most part, I know AC/DC can do better, and I think this is the reason that I just don't listen to their albums that often and only really listen to the songs I want to hear, because there's that fear of knowing that, you know, well, around the, you know, late Bon Scott era into the Brian Johnson era, that they started to, you know, just take this one sound and use it for a lot of their singles, and again, that's why people don't necessarily like them. I've always been a defender, but this one, I don't know, studio album number 17, not that great. So, with the rating for this album, it's a 4 out of 10. I didn't really know where else to rate it because, again, it wasn't horrible, but I also don't think it really deserves a passing grade because it's like, you know, we waited, 5 years for another album of theirs, and it's just kind of like, yeah, you know, it's the same old thing. It's nothing new, nothing changes. They didn't come out and they didn't wow me with their return. It was just like, okay, yeah, it's AC/DC, cool, something we've heard 100 times over, and I am kind of getting fed up with it, like, do something in this case, and I don't know. I really don't know. You guys can tell me in the comments below what do you think, but for me, bit disappointing, so yeah. Anyway, stay safe out there, and until then, guys, I will catch you all in the next one.